Hello and welcome to another video of NS Talks Games. This is a channel where we are talking about different topics regarding gaming, and for today I want to talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and why I think it was actually a pretty good Pokemon game. So let's just start. When I haven't played the game yet, there was lots of negativity that I was reading and hearing on the internet and on different communities of Pokemon, and this led to some kind of prejudices regarding the game before I even played the games. And I thought like, okay, maybe this is not one of the Pokemon games that is fun to play. But nevertheless, I still had it in my backlog. I wanted to play the Sword and Shield games, and yeah, then one day I picked up the game and started playing it, and guess what? I enjoyed it from the start until the end. So the question now is, what was the deal regarding all of this negativity regarding Sword and Shield? Well, some of the points that were mentioned by different people who have played the game was like the fact that the Pokemon game, that the Sword and Shield games were way too easy. You also hear that argument for past entries, also for other games like Sun and Moon or the X and Y games. But there were also other things like the graphics could have been better, or that there is a lack of independence, that there is a region that is not so open to explore, or that the game is a little bit too much interruptive, that you always get interrupted in your gameplay, and yeah, those kind of things. But for me personally, when I played it, I was just surprised how good it felt actually, because I don't know. I'm always saying it's at the end of the day, it's all about what you personally expect from a game, and sometimes it is probably the best to approach a game with your own expectations um, rather than going with the flow regarding other opinions, whether it's positive or negative. It can also be the other way around, that many people could say, oh wow, this game is amazing and this is a very good game, but then you start playing it and it could feel totally the opposite, you know? But yeah, let me just tell you what I loved about the Pokemon Sword and Shield games. I played the Sword version, but Sword and Shield are basically, they are very, very similar games, but yeah, the version I picked was Sword. And yeah, what I liked about Pokemon Sword was that I mean, yeah, you have lovely characters, and I mean, many people criticize the characters in the Pokemon games, that they are maybe not so deep and not so profound. But yeah, I'm aware of that you are rarely having the type of characters in Pokemon games that are deep and profound, and that are the type of characters that can surprise you. No, you rarely have those type of things in Pokemon games, characters that are surprising you. But nowadays, I mean, I'm not really expecting that from a Pokemon game. I mean, what I what I love about the Pokemon games is actually the simplicity within the games. And that's the beauty of the Pokemon games, I believe, because everything is so relaxed in the Pokemon games. Everything, this relaxed and laid back atmosphere that you get in a Pokemon game, and it's just enjoyable to dive in this relaxing and this peaceful Pokemon world. It's so different to me, at least. And whenever I have that kind of experience with a Pokemon game, that kind of feeling, then I'm just fine with it. And that was the case with Pokemon Sword. And you can just dive into the world, and yeah, this is what I was expecting. This is the Pokemon world. And yeah, of course, you can always have more than that in a game. You can always make it more deep or whatever, but as I said, I'm not really expecting that from a Pokemon game, and so therefore I really enjoyed the interactions with the lovely and simple characters. When you interact with, I will not give spoilers here, so don't worry about it. But little things like the naive characters, or some other type of characters that are basically just going with you on this journey, and every now and then you encounter them in the simple way, and then it's like, hey, okay, let's have a Pokemon battle, or I don't know, there's a subplot or some sort of plot, and um, when you get from town to town, you see how things develop in a very simple way, and I just love that kind of experience in Pokemon. And also a nice and refreshing thing regarding the Pokemon Sword games are the fact that it's so refreshing to have those battles in the big stadiums where your Pokemon can Gigantamax, or was it Dynamaxing? Yeah, basically where your Pokemon are getting bigger for your fights, and especially during those fights where you are having your gym battles, and where you're fighting for the badge, and then it's the final battle against the gym leader, and his last Pokemon is out and your Pokemon is out, and both Pokemon are getting bigger, and the music kicks in, and it's a little thing, it's maybe not a major thing, but I just love this refreshing aspect of Pokemon Sword, that you had this battle with those huge Pokemon, and yeah, and with the music, and it's the tension that you have, the tension that you have during the battle, and then you really have this kind of feeling that you're fighting for the badge in the stadium. It kind of created a different feeling and a different atmosphere for me. And yeah, I mentioned it before. Some people criticize the fact that there is not much to explore in the world, in the region of Pokemon Sword and Shield. And well, my thoughts in this regard are that just because a game is more open in its world, just because a game is taking the open world approach, this doesn't necessarily mean that that game is more enjoyable, or that the game is better, or that it will give you a better experience. No, I think this trend is not always good, in my opinion, because there are lots of other games where we saw that, where developers decided to go with this open world approach, but then you quickly realize that the worlds that they have created are so kind of empty and lifeless, and there's not really much to interact. Maybe or maybe things like, yeah, getting your loots from that corner of the world, and then you go to some other place and there are other things to loot, but it's kind of repetitive, and it doesn't really provide you a different feeling when you interact in the world. And yeah, instead of that, I think sometimes it's maybe better to have this linear style of approach within the game. And this linear style of approach is is not necessarily bad, in my opinion. It's sometimes more simple and straightforward, and in my opinion, it's a formula that is a fine combination for a Pokemon game. Uh, what is in this regard, it's maybe more important to say that even though it's a linear experience, the thing that creates a difference in the Pokemon games is the fact that you are getting a different atmosphere whenever I don't know, you start your journey in your hometown, and then you get to the next town, and then you have your first gym battles, and then you go and on and on and on, and you are at different towns, at different places, and then you get to see how people are living in that town, in the Pokemon world, and then you get to another town where things are totally different, or where it's kind of experiencing this Pokemon culture in that region. And it's not a problem that the region is going in a linear way. So therefore, it is more about the atmosphere. That's the point. That's the key point for me in a Pokemon game, and this was the case in Sword and Shield. It's always, for me in a Pokemon game, it's always the journey itself within the game, the different atmosphere and feeling that you get when you arrive in a new place within the region. And I I had that experience. I can definitely say that. And yeah, my final thoughts regarding Pokemon Sword. I mean, of course, this is not an analysis or whatsoever. Uh, I just want to focus on a certain aspect regarding this game and just tell my opinion about the game. All in all, I had, as I said, I heard lots of negativity regarding this game, so I didn't have much expectations before I started playing it, but the game surprised me. It was a really good Pokemon game, in my opinion. And also regarding the difficulty, it wasn't, I think it was it was okay, the balancing, there was not a big gap between the AI, the AI opponent's level and your Pokemon level. That was also a bit more adjusted, in my opinion. And yeah, all in all, I would say, yeah, I mean, gaming nowadays has become too critical in general because of the internet and social media. And I don't want to say that some of the things that people have disliked about the game, about the Sword and Shield games, are not justified or shouldn't be taken into consideration. No, that's not what I'm saying, but I just feel like that some of these negative opinions that are shared and spread on social media can give you a wrong kind of impression regarding the Sword and Shield games, or maybe the Pokemon games in general. And yeah, you could get the impression that the Pokemon Sword and Shield games are a half-baked Pokemon game that you probably will not enjoy so much, and that it lacks in many aspects, so that your gaming experience won't be enjoyable at the end. No, that's really not the case. You really shouldn't worry about it if you haven't played those games yet. Um, while playing Pokemon Swords, I always enjoyed the classic Pokemon atmosphere that you have. That you had in the past entries. I had this. I also had it with this game, and the lovely and simple characters. I just loved to have this journey with them, basically. And what else? The linear approach and the little new additions in the Pokemon battles also felt refreshing for me. And yeah, now the question is, what are your thoughts regarding Pokemon Sword and Shield? Have you played the games, and do you have more positive feelings regarding this game, or are your thoughts more negative about this game? I would love to read your thoughts in the comments section regarding this game. And yeah, that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, then you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel, and then you can watch some other videos that I will make about gaming. I'm picking different topics, and yeah, then we can have this kind of exchange about different topics regarding gaming. And yeah, until then, until we see each other in the next video, enjoy gaming. I hope to see you soon. Bye.